Hey YouTube, as you may know from some of my previous videos, Craig has been helping out with some of my lathe work needs since I currently don't own one. I have plans to buy one in the future, but without a really serious clean up and possible throw out in here, I don't have space for one. A little while ago we discussed a speed spanner he needed for the vise on his mill. Being that his mill is manual, it seemed simpler for me to turn it up on my CNC since it has automated control. While it required me to turn the speed down quite a lot, the end result, while time consuming, turned out quite good. The machine time was just a little over 2¼ hours. This obviously doesn't include things like drawing time, CAD or CAM work that need to be done, nor the several test cuts that I did. As part of my ongoing efforts to learn new methods and toolpaths, I experimented with some dynamic contouring, which uses the full flute of the cutter in a climb direction to get a smoother finish on the hex area. I redid the same section of G-code over and over to see if it was taking more material out. What this tells me is if the tool has any deflection. What I learned from this experimenting is that the tool doesn't like a big step over during these cleanup passes. You may have also noticed that the chips suddenly got a lot larger. On small circular shapes, it can often produce slightly undersized holes. This is due to a small amount of backlash. What I had to do was go back into the CAM software and tell it to oversize the walls by 1/10 of a millimeter. That then gave me the desired measurement across the flats. Over the years, I've slowly gotten more and more confident in the CNC router's ability to cut more and more material in a single pass. Here I'm doing about a 1/2 millimeter depth of cut and using the entire cutter. The feed rate is about 350 millimeters per minute. It still doesn't like plunging in aluminium very much, so I try to keep the plunge rate to about 50 millimeters per minute. During these final passes, I prefer to steady the stock by hand over using tabs. But this is a somewhat dangerous practice, simply because it's easy to gouge the job if you allow the piece to move. So far I've had a little issue with this, although sometimes it's just impossible to safely hold on to the job, so tabs are a must. And here is the final piece straight off the CNC without any filing or sanding. That's it for this video. Like always, I appreciate your watching and hope you got something out of the video.